In the last year, I've spent more time looking at Pokemon cards than I have outside. So today, I'm gonna do something that will shock you.
Just going outside to look at more Pokemon cards.
You see, Pokemon's newest set, Phantasmal Flames, releases on the 14th of November. So I'm entering a pre-release tournament and I'm gonna try and win. However, there is one issue. I have no experience battling in tournaments.
And today's tournament is different. You see, a Pokemon pre-release tournament follows different rules. You're only allowed to use cards that you get inside of your build and battle kit or in prize cards after each round. Instead of a 60 card deck with 6 prize cards, it's lowered to 40 card decks with 4 prize cards. This means that if your opponent knocks out something like a Mega Pokemon that gives you 3 prize cards, you might be screwed. Oh, and I wasn't joking when I said I'm gonna try and win. I've been documenting my journey of learning how to play the TCG as I'm trying to follow my dream of becoming a professional Pokemon player, and I'm showing everything. So like and subscribe and button mash that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos.
Okay, so I'm on my way to Hokey Pokey Games right now, which is where the pre-release tournament's being held. That Charizard SIR is already selling for like crazy amounts, by the way. I mean, I'll be honest, I do obviously love the Charizard SIR, but I think everyone does at the moment. And it's in the set that I'll be opening today, so hopefully I pull it.
To say I was nervous for my first tournament as a beginner would be an understatement. I've spoken to the team at Hokey Pokey Games before, and there are some seriously good players that come to their tournaments. Obviously, a major thank you to the team at Hokey Pokey Games in Rugby for allowing me to film. Let's see if I can win my first ever Pokemon tournament. It was at this moment in time my experience started to show. You see, to enter into a pre-release tournament, you need to be signed up to a Pokemon Play account, and that is something that I had not done before coming, which was pretty stupid of me looking back at it. A Pokemon Play account is needed so that they can track the results. My god, does that sound so obvious now I'm saying this. But we did end up getting there eventually, thank god.
So I think the bit that I'm probably going to struggle with the most is the build and battle deck. Obviously, I've not built a deck from one of these build and battle decks before, so that's going to be interesting. But I've heard the Saralege is really, really good, and the Flygon's alright, but I'm hoping for Saralege. Fingers crossed, you know? That wasn't fingers crossed, that's a fingers crossed. Okay, so everyone's just got their pre-release build and battle decks. We're going to open it up and obviously see what we can get. I haven't used any of the decks, of course, so we will take the packs out. These look so cool. Obviously, the Charizard is just, oh, wow. Oh yeah, and we got the one that I wanted. Let's go. Hopefully that is a good sign for what's to come. Right.
All right, so in the build and battle deck, you get 4 packs. Now, seeing as it's a new release, I had absolutely no idea which cards I should be looking for at this point. I think I was just hoping for a big pull or some good trainers, which we did get a couple of Dawns, to be fair. The way Dawn works is when you play a card, you search your deck for a basic, a stage 1 and a stage 2 Pokemon. Reveal them to your opponent and put them into your hand, then shuffle. This wasn't really that amazing for the Saralege deck I was playing though, but I didn't notice at the time. We did end up pulling the Ludicolo illustration rare, which was super sick, as well as the Charizard EX, which we couldn't use, but we could have the opportunity to use it later on. You also get a 40 card deck, which could be between Saralege, which is the one that we got, Flygon, Toxtricity, or Zacian, as well as a set list that lets you know all of the cards that are in the set.
So obviously if you do really well, you can win more packs, but I want to try and win as many as I can get. I've got to get my thinking cap on right now.
So I decided to rock an energy heavy deck because Saralege loves to discard energy. Let me break it down for you. Saralege's move Infernal Slash deals 220 damage each time that it's used. However, in order to use the move, you have to discard 4 fire energy from your hand. So I stocked up on energy retrieval, fire breathers, and fire energies, and decided that I was just going to go in all guns blazing, with the help from my good old friend Moltres if it was needed. Okay, I'll be honest, here's where things got a bit interesting. My first opponent was a no-show, meaning that I get a bye, or in better words, a free win. Now, I'm not one to complain at a free win, but that's why there's no first battle, guys. Into the first prize pack.
But yeah, let's see what we can pull out of a new pack.
So obviously at this point, all I'm thinking is Charmeleon. I really need the Charmeleon so that I can use my Charizard EX and try it out. Someone in the shop had pulled the Charizard Gold card by this point, by the way, which is just insane. But unfortunately, I didn't get any clips of it, so I'm sorry, okay? But we did get something pretty cool in this pack, so check it out.
Oddish, Milstre, Oricorio filler. Hello. I have just realised that this Oricorio doesn't even help me out. This Oricorio would have been perfect, right? But it's not. Essentially.
Okay, let me take it from here, pokealbtcg. Oricorio EX has an ability that means if you have a fire-type Mega Evolved Pokemon in play, you can attach a fire energy from your hand to your bench Pokemon. Now, this would have been perfect because we have a Charizard EX, you'd think, but
I don't have a Charmeleon or Rare Candy, so I can't have Charizard in my deck, which means that this is essentially useless.
Going into my first battle, my opponent also drew the Saralege deck from his build and battle deck box. He was playing a very similar build to me, but the only difference, he pulled a Mega Lopunny EX, and he could use it, and he did. Mega Lopunny EX has 2 moves, the first being Gale Thrust. It hits for 60 damage, however, if you move Lopunny from the bench into the active spot on that turn, you deal an additional 170 damage. To put it into context, my Ceruledge, which was my highest HP Pokemon, only had 140 HP. One hit from that and I lose a Ceruledge. The second move it knows is Spiky Hopper. This attack does 160 damage and it isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. It was a tough matchup seeing as I did not have a Mega Pokemon or an EX to use, so it was effectively super strong against me. However, if you knock out a Mega Pokemon, you draw 3 prize cards. In a format where you only have 4 prize cards, this is super helpful for a quick win. It started out exactly how I imagined it would, so after I won the coin flip, I chose to go first. Both of us drew the Sharkadet from the go, so it was really just an energy chase into our hands at this point. But here's where Fire Breather came into play. Fire Breather is a trainer card that allows you to search your deck for up to 7 fire energy and put them into your hand, which when Ceruledge needs 4 in hand to be able to attack is insanely helpful. So it started out strong, I knocked out his Ceruledge and drew my first prize card. But before that happened, he played a Baneri on his bench. So once I knocked out his Ceruledge, he moved his Baneri into the active spot. He then evolved his Baneri into Mega Lopunny EX on his turn, and well, it wasn't looking good. He quickly started to take prize cards as it was just insanely powerful. At this point in time, I was scared and I did not think I was going to win my first battle. Luckily, I had Moltres up my sleeve. Moltres has the move Fighting Wings, and it only takes 1 fire energy to use it. Fighting Wings does 20 damage, however, if your opponent has an EX in their active spot, it does an additional 90 damage, which meant I took his Lopunny from 330 HP to just 220, which is exactly how much damage my Ceruledge does. He didn't clock this at the time and knocked out my Moltres instead of retreating, and well, I knocked out his Mega Lopunny and took 3 prize cards to win. He had just 1 prize card remaining at this point, so this was super close.
Okay, so we've just played our first game and I won. I won the game just. It was so close. Yeah. First game in the books. Let me see, we won the round. We get another pack now.
Going into the second prize pack, I was really hoping for a Charmeleon. I knew that after winning the quote-unquote second game that my win percentage was going to be high, seeming as the first battle counted as a free win, which most probably meant I was going to face a seriously formidable opponent for the third and final battle to see who was going to win. Now, I did pull something, but it wasn't a Charmeleon.
Boy, it was a Charmeleon, that sucks. Brambleghast. Ooh. Mismagius EX. So it's cool. Doesn't really help my deck, but it's definitely cool.
Yeah, Mismagius EX. Doesn't really help my fire type deck out at all. As they were reading out the names for battles, they read out my opponent's name, and Connor, the shop owner, looked at me with a worried face and said something along the lines of, well, good luck. I knew I was in for a game. I'd spoken to my opponent earlier in the evening and he was showing me his usual deck he runs, and yeah, it was a sweaty Absol deck, so I knew he was going to be good at the TCG. So the battle started, and to much surprise, he also drew the Ceruledge deck, but this time, I had no idea if he had any EXs or tricks up his sleeve. Why? Well, let me explain how the battle went. It started off the same as the last, both of us with our Sharkadet in play, scrounging to collect fire energies. But I made a massive blunder. Sharkadet has a move called Gather Strength. This move allows you to search your deck for up to 2 fire energy, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Sounds good, right? Well, I forgot to use it and ended up passing my turn. The nerves were real. My opponent built up energy, but I can only assume he didn't land a Ceruledge into his hand. I was let off massively, but that's when I clocked it. My opponent only had 1 Pokemon in play, and it was a basic Pokemon. But I only had 2 fire energies in my hand, meaning I couldn't attack even if I wanted to. That's when the Pokemon God struck down on me. I don't know what my luck was this day, but I drew the Fire Breather as my card for the turn. I played it, collected energy, and well, after evolving my Ceruledge, I won. I knocked out my opponent's only Pokemon on the field and he blacked out and got rushed to a Pokemon Center. But I felt awful. This wasn't what I wanted. Yes, I wanted to come to the tournament and win, but a free win and a lucky draw against my final opponent, well, we battled again. But to save you the troubles, I won again in the exact same way. Now, I'm not sure if this was an issue with their deck not having enough basic Pokemon, but judging by the conversations we had, I severely doubt it. I think it was just luck. But soon enough, the results were closing in. But if there was someone else that had gone 2-0 and had won their third and final game, then they would beat me on play percentage, as I didn't technically get to play in my first win. So it wasn't over yet.
Right, so we've got our final Phantasmal Fleas pack. Darumaka, Lotad, Bolton, Baneri, Dawn, Crocodile, Meloetta, Dom, Manitan, Wanderous Patch, that would have been nice earlier, and Flygon. Right, nothing in the last one, but we'll cut back when the results are in. The results are in.
And this was it. The moment we had been waiting for, the moment that I had been waiting for, the results were in. And it was time to see if I had won my first ever Pokemon TCG tournament. And there it was. It showed me the results. And I read my name at the top in first place.
I won! To be fair, I do feel a little bit bad because technically speaking, I did get a bye on the first round, which means that you get a free win.
So, that was it. I achieved my lifelong dream of winning a Pokemon tournament, but this hasn't satisfied me. You'll be seeing me enter a bigger scale tournament someday, like regionals, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos and like this video too. Time to collect my prize.
I just won my first Pokemon tournament, so damn. Gonna collect my prize, which is I think 5 packs of Phantasmal Flames, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna open them with Max. So yeah, see you in a minute.
This is what I failed to mention before. You see, my housemate Max Does Pokemon hasn't got to open any Phantasmal Flames yet, so seeming as I wasn't truly satisfied by my tournament win, I thought I'd let him have my prize packs, and now I'm gonna surprise him with them.
Okay, so we have just got home. I'm gonna go surprise Max with his Phantasmal Flames packs that I've won for him. Hello, mate. I've got you a little gift, mate. Something that's not been released yet, but comes out like next Friday.
Have you?
I might have like 5 packs of it. Say hello. Here we are.
Hello.
Yeah, here you go, mate. They're for you.
Oh, this is cool. When does this come out?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Cresselia's quite sick.
It's a really good card as well.
Hey.
Oricorio
EX.
EX.
Duraludon. I remember this one from the Japanese set.
It's
Yeah, Shinji Kanda.
yeah.
Sick. Sick.
Ooh.
It's my favourite Pokemon. It's my favourite Pokemon.
We know who you are, bro.
That's sick.
Ghastly, yeah.
That's really cool. And the Mimikyu, actually.
Yeah,
That's
Mimikyu's
really cool.
good.
Bramblegrass is not cool. It's an L. Is that the food? I've got food.
Right.
I delivered food. I ordered food
on the way.
So, as Max is opening his packs, thanks so much for watching this video. Follow along to see if I can become a professional player and fulfill my lifelong dream of playing Pokemon full time. Make sure to like and subscribe and drop some comments down below of what you'd like to see next. I'll be doing all things Pokemon, including playing the games.
Charizard pack.
Super cool, man.
Alright. This better have the Charizard SIR in it, otherwise what's the point?
Can you imagine?
Hey! I got 3 hits.
Hey, take
I got
that.
3. They're all
Sure.
EXs. 3 hits. It's not bad.